The actual strapline for this is make more putts. That's bold. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, if you are new here, take a second, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on any of the reviews, any of the vlogs that I've got coming out on a weekly basis. So, this is the perfect practice putting mat, which is not easy to say, but without pointing out the obvious, it is an indoor putting mat. Now these things are everywhere these days. Not just the perfect practice ones, but with lockdown and coming into winter golf, a practice mat like this for putting indoors is something which probably every golfer either has or wants. And they do come in different shapes and sizes and different qualities. And that is a big thing. The quality of your putting mat can really dictate how usable it is. The best thing about this is that you can use it anywhere on any surface. Obviously subject to how slopey your surface is or how uneven the surface is. That might make it less usable, but on any kind of flat surface, carpet, hardwood, tiles, whatever it is, because it comes in a whole long single unit, it means that you can just roll it out and putt away. In terms of setting it up, it's easy, you know. I mean, it does come with instructions, but at the end of the day, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, the magnets go together to connect to the tram lines, which run down the side to return the ball. The mat rolls out, and then you've got a little backstop just in case you hit the balls too hard and it goes flying off the edge, because at the end of the day, it is a big ramp. So really easy to put together. So another big benefit to this is that slope at the end where the hole sits. So you're putting uphill slightly. Initially, I wasn't a huge fan of that. I am not an aggressive putter, and seeing my ball rolling up to the hole, kind of falling just shy of it and then rolling back to my putter was mildly infuriating. But I get it. The whole point of that system is, I mean, it's twofold. One is to make you a more aggressive putter so you don't leave putts short. And the other one is to factor in this, I think they call it the gravity return system. So it basically means there's a slope inside that slope which brings the ball back to you, which is actually really useful. Generally speaking, with putting mats, when you get the ball in the hole, it'll stop, it'll just sit there, and then you have to go and collect it and bring it back. Now I know that is the most minor hassle probably known to man, but the fact that with this you get it in the hole and it rolls back to you, and in fact it rolls back to either where you are or line up the balls, which is just, it's quite a clever little addition to the putting mat. From a practice point of view, it's really useful the way it's been set up, in the sense it's got straight lines which run all the way down to the hole, so you can see if the ball's sitting on that line, you know you've hit a perfectly good putt. And then all the way along you've got different markers, so you've got 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, all the way back to however long your mat is. And then you've got the two different size holes. So you've got the normal, the standard size hole, which I'll be honest, that's the one I usually revert to. And then the smaller size, which is just about big enough for a golf ball. So that's to really test your accuracy. So again, you're giving yourself two different ways of practicing that, which I think it's a really good idea. From a quality perspective, I think it's difficult to question it. The mat itself is heavy duty enough that it'll sit on its own. I mean, you do have to iron it a little bit to flatten it out, but when you do roll it out, it doesn't crease or anything. So the mat is really good quality. It runs really pure from an actual putting perspective. And I mean, the wooden base station with the hole in it, it's solid. It's not gonna be easy to break. Not that I've tried, but you know full well that it is really, really solid. And I mean, just look at the fact that you've got tour pros using it. You know, Dustin Johnson uses this regularly. And if it's good enough for them, then it's going to be good enough for anyone. Probably my biggest concern with the putting mat in general, is that because it has this big lump of wood at the end, which creates, the slope, the gravity return system, it means that when you want to pack it away, it's not exactly compact. So yes, you can roll it up and then slide it under your bed, or maybe slide it under the sofa if you've got space, but it's still quite a big, chunky piece of wood and mat to put away somewhere. Now don't get me wrong, it's not huge, and it's not like you wouldn't be able to put it away somewhere or out of the way, put it behind a door or something, but if you don't have a lot of storage space in and around your house, it might be quite difficult to discreetly tuck away. So these come in 3 different sizes as well, which I think is really useful just from the fact that not everyone has the same amount of available floor space in their home, and obviously they come in 3 different prices. So you've got this one, which is the standard size. It's 9.5 foot long, probably the limit of what I could use in my house. And then it goes up to the XL, which is 15.5 foot long, which honestly, it just looks huge. And then you go down to the compact. Now that only has one hole, whereas the other 2 have both the large and the small. But then the compact is only 8 foot long, which in reality is probably suitable for anyone regardless of how much space you have. So there's an option for everyone, which I think is really good. So I don't think there are that many downsides, if any at all really, to this. Now, like I said, the size, that's kind of countered by the fact that you can get one which is suitable to the size of your house, rather than being forced to go down basically one road with it. The price is, I don't know, it's an odd one, because at the moment, the putting mat market is kind of quite saturated. There is very much something for everyone, but the prices all seem to be in and around the same kind of level. You're not looking at much less than 100 quid for a good putting mat anyway. And something like this, which is absolute quality, is always going to cost you that little bit more than maybe something run-of-the-mill, middle of the road, bang average. So I think the pricing is about right. It might be a little bit out of some people's price range, and I completely appreciate that, but at the same time, you can go down to the smaller one, which is going to cost you less. So they do offer the alternatives for people with less space or less budget. I would absolutely recommend it. From a quality perspective, it's probably unmatched really, in my opinion. There aren't many better, if any better, putting mats on the market at the moment. Obviously it is priced accordingly. If you're worried about the storageability of it, if that's a word, then maybe you look at the compact one instead of the standard. You're not really losing anything in terms of quality or in terms of the usability of it. It's just a little bit smaller. One other really useful thing with this is that you actually get access to free training videos through the Perfect Practice platform, which you can watch them on your laptop, on your phone, whatever, and it uses the Perfect Practice mat and your kind of online coach to help you improve your putting, which again, from a practice perspective, is really, really, really useful. Right guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, drop me a comment down below to let me know what you thought. All the links for the products, the socials, everything will be in the description. So if you want them, they're down there. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.